seeking you out the book of the Lord. None shall want her mate. So we have two witnesses here, one in Revelation, the 27th book of the New Testament. Then we go to the 27th book of the Old Testament, the book of Daniel, Daniel chapter 7, and notice what Daniel says. Daniel spake, and I said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. And then he speaks in verse 7 of this fourth beast. And here we're going to see the similarities between this and the beast that John saw in the book of Revelation chapter 13. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast. The number 4 always points you to the spiritual kingdoms or the spiritual world. Paul said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. The four things here. So anyway, the number 4 points you to that spiritual realm. After this, in the book of Daniel chapter 2, we're given the vision of the 4 kingdoms. It's the 4th kingdom that we concentrated on heavily in this ministry, because God is showing us that this 4th kingdom that mingles themselves, here it is, with the seed of men, that 4th kingdom is not from this world. It is from the spiritual realms. So here Daniel says, in Daniel 7, verse 7, after this I saw in the night visions, behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So Daniel seeing this image, John saw this image of this future world king that's going to conquer the entire earth, 42 months, multiple of 6 and 7. And we see where his source is. He's not Jesus, in that he does not descend from heaven. He comes up from the abyss, or the pit, or the sea. Revelation chapter 17, the Bible gives us further details about this. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not. The Bible is telling you that he used to be, and now he's dead, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they beheld the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Revelation chapter 11, verse 7, the Bible again describes this beast in the same manner. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. So here we have this beast, and we see all the things that we've seen so far. It's telling us that this beast, he's coming up out of a pit, and one of the major things that he does is that he immediately does not like God's people. He hates their guts, and he'll stop at nothing to destroy them. He's going to try to conquer over the entire planet. He stamps down things and he breaks things in pieces. He is responsible for destroying all of the old world systems by breaking them in pieces, so that he can put them together in his own fashion, going from the old world order to a new world order. Have you heard of that term before? New world order. That's what it's referring to. It's the kingdom of this beast, the Antichrist, in the last days. And the first thing that he has to do, first thing he's got to do, he's got to get rid of the 2 witnesses, which are epitomized in the Scriptures as the Old and the New Testament. Out of the mouth of 2 witnesses shall every word be established. But here he's got to get rid of the witnesses. He's got to remove everything out of his way that impedes him. And he'll break down and destroy and tear apart everything so that he can rebuild it in his own image, in his own fashion. I want you to think of 9/11, September 11th, 2001. The old structures of the World Trade Towers being destroyed, and now we're building a new one in its place. There's a tarot card about that. We've talked about that in some of our other videos. The Babel Conspiracy is one of them. But anyway, so I want you to get this. So now, right now, the beast, I believe he's locked inside of the pit. And we're going to find out here in a little bit how it is that he got here. We're going to go all through the scriptures and see this. So right now he is in the pit. He is in the bottomless pit, and he's locked away there. How is it that he gets out? I believe that God is going to let him out in the last days. He is going to be the summation of every evil thing that's ever existed on the earth. It's almost like all of the sins of mankind are birthing this Antichrist. You know, that's an interesting concept, because birth water, the water that's inside the womb of a woman, and seawater are practically the same. They have the same salinity factor, salt water. Okay? So get that imagery. This Antichrist literally coming up out of the sea, he's being birthed out. Think of this verse in the book of James. Lust, when it hath conceived, bringeth forth sin. Sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. The Bible calls this beast the man of sin, the son of perdition. So all of these birthing terms in the Bible that Peter talked about in the last days, that when they shall say peace and safety, then what? Sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So get all of these images in your mind. So he's in the pit now. He's locked up in there. How does he get out? God's going to allow him to come out, and he's going to use his great agent of evil in the earth to facilitate this. Revelation chapter 9. I want you to notice this. We're going to look at numbers. We're going to look at symbols. We're going to look at words. We're going to see how this event takes place. Revelation chapter 9. And the fifth angel sounded. There's the number 5 there. Hang on to that. We're going to see it in a minute. And I saw a star fall from heaven. You remember the verse in Isaiah. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? The King James Bible says Lucifer. That's Satan, the dragon, the devil. So here he falls from heaven. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? The fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. Verse 3. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. I want you to think about these scorpions for a minute. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their forehead. So here, we see this imagery here of, I believe, Lucifer falling from heaven. Remember, he is the fallen angel. How art thou fallen from heaven? He is falling from heaven. He is represented as a star. Stars are angels in the Bible. He falls from heaven. He has the key given to him. He didn't steal it. Who is it that had the key before him? It was Jesus Christ. He's the one that owns the keys to hell and death. And so he is given the key, he falls from heaven, he unlocks the pit, and out of this pit comes this demonic horde. Now, some scholars say these are Apache attack helicopters. Don't believe that. Let's believe the Bible. I guarantee you, you'll get more enlightenment by following the Bible than you will following Apache attack helicopters. Okay? Even if black helicopters are swarming around our secret broadcast compound right now at 1233 American Legion Drive, Festus, Missouri, let's focus on what's coming out of this pit and what the Bible says about it. So here they're given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. And then look at Revelation chapter 9. Verse 10, it said, they had tails like unto scorpions. I'm going to stop right here because I like this. And I want you to think about this for a minute. The last part of the book of Mark, chapter 16, verses 9 through, I think it's 21. By the way, those verses are missing out of a lot of Bibles. Now, they'll print them in like in the NIV and the Message Bible and things like that, but they'll put a note on there that says, we don't think these verses belong in here. It's interesting that they say that because it's in those verses where Jesus is giving final instructions to his disciples. And he tells them, he said, you shall tread on scorpions. You'll have power over the enemy. So it's just amazing that they want to take these verses out of the Bible. I think there's something wrong with that. But anyway, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men. Here's this number again, 5 months. Hang on to that. We're going to see it in a minute.